sorting Hitler.
That was like the fun stuff?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Well, that was World War II, yeah? You said?
Yeah, World War II.
All right, we got about 3.5 more minutes for practice. We got a full house today? No, Evelyn. Full house, all right. Love it, love to see it.
Why is it that the League of Nations like fell apart and the UN didn't?
Because somebody would get behind Wilson, but they didn't want to. Good, Jordan, fix it. You're still missing your Industrial Revolution inventions and your Unit 2 Industrial Revolution quiz. That quiz is hurting you. That's a big part. So you want to come in on Thursday? On Thursday. You can sit outside. Or you can sit back here, you can sit at the desk. I think that'll be fair. Assignments or quiz? Assignments you do on your own. The quiz you just come and do. Come on, please. Got about a minute left, guys. Coach, what's that? Coconut water? Coach, you drinking coconut water?
Says who? I'll be doing it, okay?
Coach, what do you get?
I don't.
I struggle with coconut.
You know what? Most of these ones that I have, I didn't turn them in, but they were done. But they had a time limit at the end. You know how it'd be like the due date, and so it would have like turn it in.
I thought the texture of coconut bugs me, and then it made the flavor bugs me.
Like if I have a fresh coconut, like a Mexican, like fresh chopped.
That still bothers me, just the texture of coconut. All right, good afternoon, everybody. So right now we are done with our practice quiz. Ladies in the back, please. All right, so we're done with our practice quiz. So I don't know if you know this, but corn always has an even number of rows on each ear. Snapple fact. All right.
Wait, who?
Corn
Corn.
has an even number of rows on each ear. Interesting. I'll count it next time. All right, so last week we worked on the beginning of World War I, the main causes. Does anybody remember like the main cause, the one thing that instigated the whole thing?
They killed that one dude.
They killed that one dude, yeah. So Archduke Franz Ferdinand, right? So remember, Austria-Hungary They did not want to hang out with Bosnia. They're just like, Bosnia, go do your own thing. Bosnia did not like it. So they were like, no, we need support. We want to be part of this. They didn't want to do it. So, so Austria-Hungary's like, no. So whatever, they kind of just broke it off. But Franz Ferdinand, being Franz Ferdinand, he's like, you know what? I still want to kind of show off and do my thing. So he took a limo ride down in Bosnia, hanging out in the back of the limo, just kind of trying to show off who he was and he could do whatever he wanted. The Bosnians didn't like it. So they planned an assassination attempt. First, they tried to blow him up. They missed. So, but he's not smart, man. He keeps trying to drive around Bosnia just because he wants to show off.
Push his luck.
Very much so. But then they pull up to a stop next to a bar, and a guy jumps out of the bar. He's one of the guys who actually planned the whole assassination attempt. He was there. So he decides that this is going to be his chance to finish. So he shoots Archduke Franz Ferdinand, shoots him in the neck, but he also shoots his wife, his pregnant wife, shoots her in the belly, and kills her and the baby also. So got all three of them. So that, even though the Emperor of Austria-Hungary did not like Franz Ferdinand, there was an uncle, he was just like, I don't even like my nephew. The dude's just, I gotta be nice to him. But you can't kill my family, now I'm gonna get mad, right? So he goes and starts that fight against Bosnia. Bosnia's like, well, we're way too small for this. We need some support. So they go and they call Russia. Hey, Russia, can you help us out? We need a little bit of support. And Russia's like, sure, why not? So Austria and Hungary, they're like, well, we need Germany. Germany, can you help us out? So now they're starting to call their allies, right? Call their friends in. So remember, if I'm gonna come into this room to fight, I can't just walk in and be like, I'm gonna fight everybody at once. I'm gonna find the biggest, baddest people I can find to help me out, right? It makes sense. So that's the same thing that happened on both sides. So they're all gonna start calling their friends to help back them up. And that's what happens, that's what starts us off. But now we're gonna keep on moving. Now the war's already started. We already know why it started, but now we're gonna start talking about how to get the population, how to get the people involved, and how to get everybody excited about helping out with the war effort. This is gonna be a big deal. Because again, war is not pretty. We learned that, right? How before it used to be war was glorious and it was like important, like people wanted to die in war, but now
we're enlightened. You know that we can see past the glory.
Yeah, we know that it's painful, it's ugly, right? We talked about that. So yeah, so in your Google Classroom though, I got a few things. Let's see. All right, let's go here first. So I have this. I'm going to take us straight up to. So we're going to talk about our propaganda, try to get people involved. So wait, I heard somebody yell. Who is that dude?
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam. Yeah. So what does Uncle Sam represent?
The military.
The United States, right? Uncle, the letter U, Sam, S. So the U.S. So with Uncle Sam, we have a lot of ideas, a lot of ways that propaganda is going to be used to help support the effort. Like I said, let's see. So let me pull up this sheet. You guys have this sheet in your Google Classroom. I'm going to pull it up on the screen so you guys can take a look at it. So let me get a volunteer first to read the common objective of wartime propaganda. Number 1. Does anybody want to read it? Yeah, I know you want to read it.
Huh?
I know you want to read it.
What do you mean?
You want to read number 1?
Sure.
Okay. See, I knew you did.
Recruitment of soldiers either through draft or voluntary enlistment.
Yeah, so recruiting of soldiers. So, like we saw in on the Uncle Sam poster, like I have over here on the wall. I like propaganda. Propaganda is interesting to me. So, recruitment of soldiers either through a draft or voluntary service. So during this time, not everybody wants to join the war. So people have to be drafted. They're going to be called in. Boys, gentlemen, when you turn 18, you are going to have to do the same thing. You're going to sign up for the selective service. You have to, or you can go to jail for it. You get fined. You get penalized. So it's mandatory service, mandatory to sign up. There is exceptions, but the boys still have to sign up, and in case of emergency. Ladies, you do not have to sign up yet, but they're actually working on that because women can now fight in war. So they're changing those laws. So it's a thing. So we have to. So It's a thing. So that's what recruiting posters, or sorry, the propaganda posters was first about something like that. Second, can I get somebody to read number 2? Okay, go ahead.
Financing the war effort through the scale of war bonds, loans from citizens to the government, or new taxes.
Yeah, financing the war effort through the sale of war bonds. So does anybody understand what a war bond is?
A waste of money. But it's you
Spend.
give money to support the war, and the idea is later on the government will pay you back.
Yeah,
They don't.
it's kind of like
They
taxes.
never do.
It's kind of like taxes, but you're gonna volunteer to pay money into this. You're gonna volunteer to buy a bond, and you kind of get some money back, but it takes a long time.
Or investment.
So it's an investment, yeah. So like people's grandma would buy it. Like grandma would buy you a $25 war bond, and then over 50 years you'll get like $30 back or something like that. It's something. It's a terrible math equation. It's not worth it. But it helps support the war. That was the key. That was the key. So the propaganda photos or pictures like that one over here. So buy war bonds. So it's patriotic. It's going to get people invested in wanting to support the war.
Or
Rally up the troops, right? Number 3. Can I get somebody to read number 3? Jay, you want to read it?
I want to read number 4.
Yeah, both of you. Jelly, let's get you to read number 3.
eliminating dissent and uniting the country behind the war effort.
Yeah, eliminating dissent. So, does everybody want to go to war or want to support the war?
No.
No. So it's trying to get people to be excited about it. Same thing. We do the same thing for football here. So like a football game, we see posters around the school getting people excited about the Coyotes going to the playoffs, right? So the idea is to get people excited about it. So same thing. Normally people are like, I'm not going to the game. Who cares about the game? Who cares about the team? But it's about trying to rally the troops, trying to get people excited about it, because people are not always going to be excited. So you want to force them to get excited. So that's the idea. All right, Jay, go ahead and do number 4.
Conversation and resources such as food, oil, are still necessary to wage war.
Yeah, conservation of resources. So again, there's not a lot of resources available, foods, everything needs to go into, oh man, I missed a big one. I'll come back to it. But so there's not a lot of food, there's not a lot of resources, so you want to make sure you put that all back into the military. So like my wife, she's a big fan of buying stuff. Not stuff, but like she sees a box of cereal for $1.99, she will buy it. So there's 2 people in our house and we'll have 8 boxes of cereal. We're not gonna eat it. I don't even eat cereal. So she's gonna have 8 boxes of cereal, and it's gonna be random, but it's $1.99. So is that conserving food, rations? No, it's kind of a waste. But she likes her cereal. She'll instead of eating dinner, she'll eat a bowl of cereal. So that's her thing. Sorry, I forgot. I wanted to talk about the financing the war. I'm going to go back to number 2 real fast. So financing the war. Does anybody know the 3 things that you need to support a war? In the military, we call it the 3 B's.
Food, weapons, and people willing to fight.
Well, close. You're there.
I just read The Art of War.
So yes. So you're with the 3 B's on that.
Yeah,
So
an army marches on
food.
its stomach.
So food. He says food. It's beans, bullets, and band-aids. So if you have beans, which is food, bullets, which is weapons, and then band-aids to bandage everybody up. That's what you need to fight in a war. You need to have those 3 B's. But are those free? No. You need to be able to financially support it. So it's the 3 B's: beans, bullets, and band-aids. Sorry. Now we can keep on moving. And then the last one.
What should be on?
Jesucito, you want to read that one? Number 5. Yeah, participation in home front organizations to support the war effort. When I was in Iraq, something that was super important to us was getting care packages from home. A care package would have like Girl Scout cookies, even homemade cookies sometimes, honey buns, like like regular honey buns, stuff like that. Just something people would throw together. Socks, because we didn't have clean socks. So people would send us clean socks, clean underwear, new toothbrushes. So people would get together and build these care packages for us. And that's the same thing. The propaganda posters were used to try to build those ideas and get people excited about supporting us. Yes, sir.
Have you ever microwaved those honey buns and throwing them? Shot bad chest.
Microwave here? Well, it was like 130 degrees outside, so it was already warm. But
Nah, but try microwaving it and throw it at somebody.
microwave it and throw it at somebody.
No birthday too.
No, I want to eat it.
Sir, who hurt you?
Does that sound painful?
Who hurt you?
Call someone.
All right, so we'll not do that.
Wait, that's crazy. I mean, they probably really want to eat that donut too.
So for us, so with the honey buns, not going my people. I had a buddy who he's one of like the fittest guys I've ever met in my life, but he would do anything for a honey bun. So my wife would send me honey buns, and that way I could. Hey Gonzo, his name was Gonzalez. Hey Gonzo, you want to stand my watch? He's like, no. I'm like, I got a honey bun, and he'll do it for a honey bun. Like, so he was like okay with it. You know, hey, you got to barter. You got to find ways to survive. Honey bun. So you me up. He's
Word got
I know.
That dude was strong. All right, so those are the different objectives. Those are the objectives of propaganda. So next we're going to move on to the common tools for wartime propaganda. I'm going to, because you guys have that, so I'm going to move this over here so I can talk, so I can show it to you also. So first up is demonization. So one of the tools of propaganda was demonization. So if you look here, down. Demonization. So, literally. So in this picture here, we have, what do we have? What do we see?
El Diablo.
El Diablo, but can we tell like what army he's fighting for?
German. He has the really awesome hat.
Yeah, he's got the funny hat. You say awesome. But he's got the German hat, and he's a devil wearing the German boots. He's sitting on a pile of skulls with blood. Is that demonization?
Yes.
Yeah, like literally, right? It's right there. The next one would be emotional appeal. So tools involves playing on people's emotions. So if you look at this one, does this play with your emotions a little bit? You see a soldier come home. He's holding his wife. He's holding his kid. Where'd I put my phone? No. Oh, never mind. I can't use it. Forgot. So I have pictures like this too with my wife and kids as I'm holding them like when I came home from Iraq. So it was kind of like interesting to when I saw this, I was like, oh shoot, like, does that hit me emotionally? Heck yeah, because it reminds me of that time when I first get to come home with my family and hold my family. So again, it makes it an emotional appeal.
Better hope the PTSD doesn't kick in.
Okay, next one. So name calling. So this tool involves using loaded labels to encourage hatred of the enemy. Labels like commies, Japs, and Huns enforce negative stereotypes. So for us, we're Coyotes. I'm a Coyote. I was born a Coyote. My family's Coyote. We're all Coyote. What is our rival school? South. South would be the one, right? Does anybody know of what the derogatory term, like a term that we use to make fun of them? Use it. No, not that. It is about a color. What's your school color?
Purple.
Purple. And what's their mascot? So what do we call them? The purple ponies is what we. So we always call them the purple ponies. Like, hey, this is the purple ponies. The purple ponies. Like, we don't want to be a purple pony. Don't talk about the purple pony. Now they call it the school over there. It's the purple ponies, right? You heard that one?
Graduated from there. It was the second graduating
I know.
class of that.
The story went a lot better than a lot of periods. I
It's
promise.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So I was a Coyote, my wife's a Coyote, my kids are Coyote. When I started working or applying to get a job as a teacher, I was telling my kids, I'm like, yeah, I'm almost there. I'm starting applying for Emidare Unified, and my son's like, where are you gonna work, Dad? I mean, whoever hires me, I just want to work. And he goes, Dad, you can't be a purple pony. And then I go, what? Why? He goes, Dad, you can't be a purple pony. I'm like, dude, I just want to work. Like, I just want to teach history. I want to do my thing. Dad, I'm telling you, you can't be a purple pony. You gotta move. I'm like, I can't move. I want to work. So luckily for me, as a Coyote, I got to be here. But again, that would be that derogatory term. That would be that negative name calling, right? There's a lot of different ways that you could do that. So using name calling to put your enemy or opponent or
Or worse, a racial slur.
racial slurs. Yeah, that's even worse. So you don't want to use that. And that's what it was on here. They do use a lot of racial slurs. All right, patriotic appeals. This tool involves patriotic language and symbols. So let's go that. Does this hit our patriotic appeal?
Yeah, America.
Yes, because what are our color pattern that we see here?
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. We see Uncle Sam with the red, white, and blue, and he says, I want you to join the United States Army. I want you. 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 Not you. So, using patriotism, it's using red, white, and blue. The dude's wearing, it's Uncle Sam. He is wearing it. We got red and white. We got a very capitalized U. So it's pointing at you. So that means it's using that patriotic appeal. We're drawing that attention for patriotism, not nationalism, patriotism. What's the difference between patriotism and nationalism?
Specifically for America.
Yeah, remember, one side, patriotism is loving your country. Nationalism is hating everybody else's country. So we don't want to hate the other countries, we do want to love our own. All right, half-truths and lies. So here, I like this one because it says tell it to the Marines. As a Marine, of course, I'm going to like it. I have a little bit of bias. But I have to say there's a little bit of lies in here. Can you see where the lie is at? So it says tell it to the Marines. Dude's taking off his jacket like he's ready to throw down, right? So where's the lie?
In the newspaper.
What's the newspaper say?
It's the, I can't read the first part.
Huns.
What, Huns?
Huns is like a derogatory term for Germans.
Oh, Huns kill women and children.
So is that true? No, they're not. So they're not coming over here killing women and children. They're fighting a war, but they're not killing women and children.
Will not that they really want to.
I mean, obviously there's always civilian casualties, but they're not attacking women and children. So that makes it a half-truth or a lie. So it's something to look at. Catchy slogans. So going back to this one. I'm not going to say does anyone. What is the Nike catchphrase? What's their slogan?
Just do it.
Just do it, right? No matter what, whether you're tired, you're dead, whatever, just do it, right? Does anybody know the Gatorade slogan? Quench your thirst. There's Quench Your Thirst. Another awesome commercial they had with the black and white commercial where they're sweating orange Gatorade. It was, is it in you? Is it in you? Is it in you? Do you have the heart to keep going? That's a hard one. So that one's a weird one because it's like, with athletes, you guys know that when you're dead, when you're tired, do you still have what it takes to keep fighting when you're exhausted? So is it in you, coach? Like you know that when you're working out and you're dead, tired, but you still got to get that sweat on. You're exhausted. You got 2 hours of sleep last night, but you gotta wake up at 4 a.m. to get that run in. They're like, oh, is there something special about it? So same thing. Using a catchy slogan. So I want you. That's a catchy slogan. That's gonna get people's attention. That's gonna gather people's eyes. People are gonna look at it like, oh wait, they want me? Like, do I have it in me? Like, can I just do it? Hell yeah, I can. Makes it a little bit more exciting. Evocative visual symbols. So same thing as the patriotic symbols. So this tool involves using symbols that appeal to people's emotions, like flags. Do we see the flags? Yeah. Do we see families? Yeah. Do we see flags here? Yes. Let's see. Yeah, so stuff like that. So it's showing flags, it's showing emotion. Here, yeah, I like this one a lot. I'll stick on that one. Women, enemy in uniform. So do we see enemies in uniform? Here, yes. Here, yes. The octopus, yes. Enemy in uniform, yes. So those are the symbols. Finally, the last one is humor and characters. So here's a character, right? Humor. So do you want a fern basket like this? Does anybody know what kind of basket this is? It's a German helmet put upside down with a plant in it. So they're using humor. They're being funny. So because it's very funny because basically they're saying it's that easy. All you have to do is sign up for the army and you can get a helmet. You get a German helmet. All you gotta do is go over there and kill people. It's easy.
Take their heads.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, right? All you gotta do is just go, take some people's heads off, and you have a helmet. I mean, it might not be that easy in real life, but it's an easy way to get people to be like, I'm gonna bring my mom a basket.
With the head and
With the head.
because you're a sadist.
Yeah, so that's the idea. So join the sixth. So that's the 6th regiment, and come and get one. It's easy. Just join them. And easy, go get a helmet. All right, so now in your Google Classroom, you have this sheet here. So today what you're going to be working on, you're going to create a World War I theme propaganda poster. So the propaganda poster, you're going to decorate it with eye-catching. So Coach and I, you're going to try to enlist us into your army. All right? But
Which
you're gonna,
army?
yours,
But which one is that?
the one you want. So, so you're gonna, so again, it's just gonna draw our attention. You want it to be eye-catching. It's got to pop. But what you're gonna do today, you're gonna do a rough draft of it. We're not gonna do the final draft until Thursday. So you're gonna do a rough draft of it, and it's gotta be evaluated by Coach and I to make sure that it is appropriate, school appropriate, and on track. So first off, so these are your different topics that you can do. You can do buying war bonds. So you're gonna try to sell us a war bond, however necessary you want to do it. Saving or conserving food. So telling us not to waste food. I don't know if you guys saw me a little while ago saving, conserving food and things. Like I was ripping the pages off of here for people who are not in our class anymore, and I throw them in there. Is that conserving paper? You can blank on one side. So is that conserving paper? No. Convince me to conserve paper for the war effort. All right, so keep your mouth shut. This is an interesting one to me.
Lips, sink shit.
Loose lips might sink ships. When I was in Iraq, we used to have like a semi-trailer that was our phone center. We didn't have cell phones, couldn't call home. We called home like once a month. So one time I called home, and so I'm sitting there talking to my wife, and I'm like, babe, I miss you, I miss the babies, I want to come home. And she's telling me, it's okay, just do your thing. We support you, we miss you. So my buddy was sitting down the trailer like where Sophia's at, and he's on the phone with his wife. So I'm talking to her, and I hear it click, turn off. I look over at him, I'm like, hey, is that you? He goes, yeah, it was me. He was a big dummy. He did a lot of dumb stuff. So what happened was, he's talking to his wife on the phone, and he's telling her, he said, hey babe, on Friday, we have a mission. We're gonna go out at 3 o'clock in the morning. We know there's an enemy camp that we're gonna go try to hit. We get cut off. So they have people listening to our phone. We have people listening to our phone calls to cut us off, to make sure that the loose lips do not sink the ship. Because what happens if the enemy gets a hold of that transmission? They're gonna know where we're going, when we're going.
How you going to that?
So again, he's a big dummy. He's giving up our information. So I'm like, dude, knock it off. So they keep seriously. So you gotta. So it's very dangerous. So that's why loose lips sink ships. You can do a poster about that. You can do just regular joining the army, join the army recruiting posters. This was pretty cool. It's got the British flag. It says let's go Canada. So Canada, they're recruiting Canadians to come and help out. So good stuff. Demonizing the enemy. This is a World War II one, but demonizing the enemy. What do we have there?
Nazi and Japan, imperialist Japan.
Yeah, and what do we see in the middle?
Woman and a baby.
A woman and a baby. So the woman and the baby, they're right there, and you see those demonized hands that are coming at both of them, right, on both sides. So they're going to demonize the enemy, but again, it's telling people to buy war bonds. And then women and the war effort. So this poster here is going to be trying, or your poster can try to encourage women to join the war effort. So Coach and I'm too old, so I can't go to war anymore. But Coach, can you please stand? So Coach and I are different sizes, yeah? So we are going to both be working for the war effort, working in the factories, trying to build weapons, building airplanes, building tanks. Like we talked about in industrialization, they're going to use Coach to go into smaller spaces because I'm too big, I can't fit. So the women have a different job. So that's the idea. So encouraging women to join the war effort. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be working on that. So you're going to decide what kind of poster you want to do. At the bottom of your document, mine looks like this because I fixed it. Yours, I think you can probably fix it, adjust it. So these are your guiding questions. You got 6 guiding questions. The first one, what topic will your poster be about? So you're going to talk about one of those topics. You use one of those topics. You describe the poster you're going to sketch. You haven't sketched it yet. You're going to say what the poster is trying to get me to do. So what, is it trying to get me to support women with the war effort? Is it about demonizing the enemy? Is it about joining the army? Is it about keeping your mouth shut, saving or conserving food, or buying war bonds. So you can explain which one it is. How would this poster support the war efforts? So just give it another sentence about it. What historical facts are covered in this poster? So is it going to be, fighting against the enemy? Is it going to be about, trying to make sure we have food? What is it? And what type of propaganda technique you'll be using? So the propaganda techniques, that's the one with the yellow over here. So right now, I will come around passing out sketch paper. It's going to be a sketch, not going to be the official final draft of your drawing. But that's what we're going to be working with. So for those 6 questions, you should be having about 2 or 3 paragraphs to answer it. So you're going to do that at the bottom of the sheet. So right here at the bottom of the sheet, you're going to fill that out. All right, you're going to put like 2 or 3 paragraphs right there at the bottom of the sheet. Questions on that? Okay, and like I said, you're going to be sketching out a rough draft of a picture. Don't put all your heart and effort into this, because I'm going to pass out this. It's a regular piece of paper. But for the actual drawing, we're going to pass out like a big size page poster. I want art for the walls, so make it look pretty. If you do really well, I'll put it up on the walls. You don't want to do that well, I will thank you for your services. Any questions? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and start it up. So you're making a propaganda poster. So answering the 3 paragraphs, not 3 paragraphs, the 6 questions. I will tell you this, those 6 questions are not as important as the drawing, but it is important. So focus on the sketch. Again, it's just a sketch. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be pretty. The paper doesn't have to be perfect. It's just an idea of what you want to draw. Whatever you want. Whatever's best for you. Whatever sells your... Again, you're trying to recruit me. You want me in your war. You want me to support you.
Okay. Join to get a really awesome hat.
Join, you get a really good grade.
Wait, does the army and the enemies matter?
Huh?
Do the armies and the enemies matter?
Join to get a really awesome hat.
So remember, again, you are picking one of these topics. On this sheet, you're picking one of these topics. And then you're going to use the tools. Yes?
The purpose is to target it and to get viewers to yeah, see, that's good. That's like introduction. That's good. Yeah, exactly.
Their idea is majority. Yes, sir.
To join the German army to get a really awesome hat.
Jay, why'd you pick Earl Crump?
Why,
It is the
why is it all crumbled?
I knew the door was open, but.
Stabbing stick on the top.
Bro, my bird would not do me like that.
This is the scratch picture. I don't have.
Let me open it.
Join the German army.
Esteban, you good? We only have about 12 more minutes of class, so we should be focusing on those 6 questions, trying to put them into the 2 paragraphs. That way you can know what you're planning on drawing. It's just an idea, just a concept.
The really awesome hat the Germans gave to their soldiers.
On Thursday, we'll be passing out like the big sheets, so you can actually draw up big posters. And we'll give out the color pencils and markers or whatever. I'm not sure. I've heard of other teachers who might be offering gift cards to the number ones. I might be interested in playing that game.
That's World War II.
I mean, like, yes, but.
That's World War II.
But this is a sketch paper.
It's really good. So I think that goes against where it's not appropriate. But less gap, no blank, blank, blank. Like just a blank, 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 blank. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have a shirt. It was a Nike shirt. And it said "nice as" and 4 letters blank, blank, blank. So nice as blank, 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 blank. And I was on an airplane one time, and the flight attendant was like, "Is it F?" I was like, so I stopped wearing the shirt. How would you say that I was nice? So you might want to do something like that. To do a blank, 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 blank. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want you to be verbally offensive and get in trouble for it. Andrew is offensive. Why are you offensive? So I think the Hans is less offensive than John's. I think. Yes. That's an offensive term. I like your first one. I like the first one.
Yes. Yes. The idea is there, but I'm not an artist either, so like I couldn't do it. But like it's just a rough.
But what a lot of people are doing is they're not artists. They are doing the bright light white screen and they're tracing it.
There you go. You could like trace.
Because I'm doing it smaller now. Don't you ever disrespect my bird like that, okay?
I see the idea. I see the potential.
Nigga, we gotta write more on the bottom, okay?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You don't get it, man. You don't get what the big
Don't worry, soul.
I'm gonna draw that. That's like it. This is stay right in the back, bro.
But yeah, like it's just a soul like
Bro, like,
password card.
No, I see your vision now and I understand it and I think it's gonna go well. I definitely like the bacon, the beans, bacon, the beans. I'm gonna read it right. Beans, Band-Aids, and bullets. I need to see that.
Oh, okay.
No, I see the beans. I think I see the beans right here.
That would be dope. So it was actually
Scratch your back and I'm gonna do it with a drawing. Hey, come on. Watch your tone. Watch your tone.
We're gonna pass out the big forms on big beans on the third. Okay. I'm excited about that. That looks good. Now that you have explained it, I definitely, I see what you're trying to get.
How's the big that?
Make sure we focus on the paragraphs also, guys. Make sure we're gonna. I like the artwork I'm seeing. Fight for a better future. Oh, I just said something that I wish I would have talked about earlier. Dude, okay, so popular Marvel movies right now. Who is a popular Marvel character that has to do with
Captain America.
So Captain America was also used as propaganda as a comic book back in the 40s because Captain America would go and punch out Adolf Hitler 100 times. Yeah, so he would fight against all the American enemies. So that was part of propaganda back in the 40s. But right now we're talking about World War II.
Now Captain America.
So Captain America was a big piece of the propaganda machine, but it's helpful. Even so, where I came from the 80s. G.I. Joe was a big one. G.I. Joe was big. That was used to help with propaganda for the Cold War and help get boys interested in thinking about fighting. G.I. Joe, we had Rambo, a lot of those movies. Predator. So we see those guys going into the jungles and fighting. So that was propaganda that we used to try to encourage people to play along. So growing up, shoot, I want to be Rambo. I want to be John Rambo.
I wanted to be Rambo too.
So you want to run through the jungles and you know? So it's the idea. That's what they're trying to push for. It's all propaganda.
Let's see the vision. Yes, it is.
I like where you guys are going with it, but you say World War I. Deadpool.
Northeast.
Everybody's Deadpool.
Why am I not good at drawing?
Art is not everybody's forte. I can't draw. Well, this is
I think I got one. Yeah, got one. Hey. This is Martinez.
Yes.
This one would be good, right?
Yes. Mr. Peanut goes to war, yes. Do you know why that's important? Food ration, yes. So Mr. Peanut was an important part of it. M&Ms were a big part of the war effort. You want another paper?
Stop pausing.
What else do you, oh, are you still stick with your ideas?
Okay, so I thought M&M's was part of World War I. No, they supported World War II.
They
So
were invented because of war, right? They were given to soldiers because they don't know.
yeah, so that's the idea. So even now in our MREs, we still have M&M's in the MREs. They're the regular ones. They're gross. I mean, they're- my favorite MRE. Good question. Well, I had told you, Coach, about it because my friends were doing different things to help get stronger. So I was eating the beef steak with mushrooms because it was just protein, all protein.
Oh, you told us. I was doing like 300.
So again, tomorrow, that's what you're doing. You're gonna finish off your two to three paragraphs, answering 6 questions. That's it. Finish off your drawing. Thursday, we'll finalize this. You just got surrounded. That's why they're gonna put you in the airplane.
That's why I don't like now. I'm like, lost my best.